and welcome back to another video where we will explore the origins of Heartbreak Hotel. How did a Miami suicide, an urban legend, and a Chicago thief change modern music? Let's dive in. So Heartbreak Hotel was Elvis's first RCA single as well as his first #1 mainstream hit. The song was recorded in Nashville and written by Mae Axton and Tommy Durden. Mae Axton actually interviewed Elvis in the summer of 1955 while he was touring Florida, and after seeing how the fans reacted to him, she was committed to writing his first hit. Just months later, she persuaded Elvis to listen to the demo her and Tommy Durden created, and he loved it. Heartbreak Hotel was released in January of 1956, where Elvis's popularity skyrocketed. Legends like the Beatles, Robert Plant, Keith Richards, and Elton John have all credited Heartbreak Hotel with changing their lives. The sad lyrics are a strange theme for a hit, so where did this song come from? The romanticized version of events goes like this. The two songwriters had read a story in the Miami Herald of a man that committed suicide at a Miami hotel after destroying all of his identification. In some versions, he shot himself, sometimes it claims he jumped out of a window. All he left behind was a suicide note that read, "I walk a lonely street." The mysterious article was reimagined in a 1993 BBC documentary with intriguing details, naming the scene as room 214 of the Atlantic Towers Hotel. It describes the deceased as well-dressed, leaving behind only a short note, "I walk a lonely street." Pretty poetic, right? Allegedly, Tommy Durden kept this article and remembers police handing out flyers looking for assistance in identifying the man in room 214. Together with Mae, the pair weaved a gothic tale of sadness at a hotel for the brokenhearted. The songwriters maintained this story throughout their lives, each passing in the late 1990s. The inspiration for the song wasn't reflected on years later. Mae Axton actually gave an interview in the summer of 1956 stating, "Inspiration for the song came when a suicide was committed and a note left, 'I walk a lonely street.' But think of the heartbreak he left behind. Let's put a Heartbreak Hotel at the end of that lonely street." However, no article from the Miami Herald or any other newspaper ever turned up this suicide story. In 2016, Rolling Stone magazine published an investigative piece by Randy Boswell that takes a deep dive into the real story. In the winter of 1953, Elvis was touring the South, but over 500 miles away, a young man was stalking Chicago. He held people up at gunpoint and robbed them of their valuables. The thief was 25-year-old Alvin Cwic, and racked with guilt, he actually walked into the police station and turned himself in. The police were stunned and amused that the culprit had such a guilty conscience and wanted to know more. They alerted the Chicago Daily Tribune, where they got the scoop of who he was and how he pulled off these robberies. Cwic revealed he was an artist, author, and former judo instructor whose life started to spiral after a recent breakup. Speaking with the police and reporters, he demonstrated how he used the oil paints to disguise his face while lamenting over his lost love. It seems the press was so amused by this guy, who alleged his autobiography was in the works with a New York publishing house. They printed a line from the heartbroken thief's memoirs. "If you stand on a corner with a pack of cigarettes or a bottle and have nothing to do in life, I suggest you sit down and think. This is the story of a person who walked a lonely street. I hope this will help someone in the future." The police and even the judge were so impressed by him turning himself in, he was only given a short jail sentence. But the story does not end here. Alvin Cwic went on to become a muralist, but the old familiar itch to commit armed robbery came creeping back. In the summer of 1955, the owner of an El Paso liquor store found himself facing the barrel of Alvin's .38. Having already killed and wounded everyone who tried to rob him in the past, the owner of the Busy Bee liquor and tackle store didn't hesitate and shot him 9 times. Alvin was just 27 years old. That night, Elvis was performing in Shreveport, Louisiana, working his butt off for the hit song Alvin Cwic was about to give him. The Chicago robberies were less than 2 years prior, so these two events were quickly connected and made headlines in several states. This small-time media sensation is what the songwriters from Florida saw. Not saying that they were lying, maybe it was some sort of Mandela effect, where they read a similar story and just remembered it wrong. A little about the heartbreaker that sent Alvin down lonely street. She was a well-liked, award-winning accordionist named Agnes Simpson. Her son was stunned to learn how the breakup of his late mother's first marriage accidentally inspired mainstream rock and roll. And that is it. To get a closer look at the pictures I used in this video, follow me on Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share it wherever there are Elvis fans. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more adventures.